What's up, BanG Dreamers? Welcome back to channel. Maverick here, and today we are watching episode 11 of the BanG Dream anime. So, this is pretty much a continuation doing from episode 10. I decided to just quickly get this over with. And so in the last episode, we do have the entirety of Suilan mobilizing to find Pario. Probably gonna get more of Pario's backstory in this episode, and I'm expecting them to work out their differences and get back together and get back to slaying again, right? And then, who exactly is going to win the Girls Band Challenge? Well, that's still up for grabs. But in any case, let's get right into the episode and see if that proves to be true. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. How exactly are you gonna find her? Yeah, that's sensible. Well, I mean, I guess masking isn't a... I don't even want to retort to that. I expect it'll be pretty hard to go down this road, though, because it seems that Pario in her normal life is very different from Pario of Suilan. I mean, if you're gonna ask someone who Pario is, what are you gonna say, right? You're gonna be like, hey, have you seen this girl with really weird hair colors walking around? Inisha. I shiteiru. Ariel no longer exists. Maybe allow. Yeah, maybe allow her to take over this. Oh, they know her. Like, she looks... Riona. Hey, hey, hey. Class rep. And vice versa. Alter identity. Alter ego. Okay, I'm actually really excited about this. With glasses as well. I mean, with this, it should be obvious, right? Run! Oh, cornered. Oh, I love this. So, another case of a neglected daughter. Look at how big of a Paspali fan she is. Ooh. Upload it. Choo choo. Like, straight to the heart! Oh, and this is how she got the idea of having a sort of alter identity. Look at this transformation. Although honestly, I don't really think this looks like Paspale in any sort of. I mean, the colors, yes, but the actual design. And what about Choo-Choo? Yeah, it's probably gonna have to take Choo-Choo. Yeah, it's gonna take Choo-Choo to convince her. What's that? Oh yeah, what Cousin gave her. How are they even able to find her? No, there's no way for you to run. Accept it. Of course. Back. Aww. See, in the end, that was all that was needed. Well, mostly because Choo-Choo is there. Shouldn't you say this when everybody is here? Wow. I mean, as long as everybody's happy, I guess. Well, bedtime. Oh, her birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, okay. Create a new song for Choo Choo. Like I said, we finally get a new song from Raise the Ceiling. I think I already heard this before, though. But I mean new as in something in the anime that they can play. Of course, Perio at the end. Nice. Ah. Oh. Arisa's basement is getting really crowded nowadays. Yay. rats are back. Okay, so I guess we're fast forwarding. Yeah, I mean, getting to the tournament, even if you don't win, it's not like that's the end of Popipa. That was never the you know, the main goal of Poppin' Party in the first place. Not to mention, honestly, I still feel like it's very hard for them to actually get the required votes. 100 at a time, 1,000 at a time, or 500 at a time. Oh, are they actually going to announce it? In this episode? Ah, Roselia. Oh, whoa, really? Wait, what? Huh? Wait, but I saw on the first place there... Okay, so I guess they got the same votes. Same amount of votes. I'm watching this before the Japanese broadcast airs, so the site itself hasn't been updated. Anyways, let me go rewatch the ranking reveal, and then I'll see you guys in the discussion part right after this. Alrighty, so I went back and confirmed the rankings, and it seems that indeed Roselia is in first place, whereas Ray Zisuilin and Poppin' Party are tied in second. But more on that later, right? I'll talk about that at the end here. Let's focus on Ray Zisuilin's story first, and in particular Pario, right? So, as expected, we did get Pario's backstory here, how exactly she met Choo Choo, and what happened between them that caused Pario to look up to Choo Choo so much. So, I think, what can I say? The entire background story there, you know, I don't really have anything particular to say here, although there is some kind of context I feel like would be kind of interesting to you guys, considering that most of my viewers are from the West, right? So I think like there is a sort of cultural difference here, and the thing that I want to raise up is this kind of, you know, hiding one's true self, or sorry, having one sort of identity, one kind of self, in say for instance your normal life, and then having an alter ego and alter identity. This kind of stuff is actually very common in Japan, and maybe to a certain extent to wider Asia in also. Although I think it's more particular to Japanese actually. And the way to look at it is like this. I don't know how many of you guys have tried to go on YouTube and search for some Japanese videos, and I'm talking about stuff that maybe it's a gaming live stream, maybe it's some people playing instruments, like playing guitar, playing keyboard or something like that, or heck, even, I don't know, like ASMR videos or stuff. You'll notice that a lot of the times, if the uploader is actually Japanese, they will be hiding their faces. They're not going to reveal their faces, or they might be wearing masks or something to hide their faces. It's just a particular quirkiness of Japanese culture here, where they don't really like to have their special interests and hobbies being tied together with who they are as their normal self, as in their normal life, right? And so I feel like the concept that Pario is portraying here, it's really, I'm sure that there's probably a lot of people in the West who look at it and say, well, why doesn't she just, why can't she just be like this during her normal days as well, right? And all I can say is that there is a sort of cultural difference here, so I can totally get why she's doing this, and so to me, it's not really all that surprising or whatnot, and it's not even something that's particularly weird or noticeable, let's say. So there is this sort of cultural difference underlying here that's causing her to do this sort of thing. So I can totally get it, and that's basically it, right? And one other funny thing that I just realized, after Pario's episode here, is that Racist William have a lot of people who are hiding themselves, right? They're hiding their true self. We got Masking, who normally puts up the air of a very high society kind. She goes to a very high class school, and you can see that she's mostly she's brought up from a more let's say classical upbringing, right? So it would be really shocking to most of her peers if they find out that she's actually drumming in a band and riding motorcycles and whatnot. That's that. Roka, we can also see that she has two different personalities, one with her glasses, one without. There's the normal, shy, and timid Roka, and then once she takes her glasses off, she's like a rock star, right? So we got that sort of duality to her as well. Pario, we just see in this particular episode, we can see that Choo Choo also has a sort of different background than what she has right now as well. She was raised up in a more traditional classical kind of way as well. Her mother is a violinist and classically trained violinist, and now she is actually producing this sort of electronic / rock fusion of music, right? So a lot of them have different backgrounds to how they are right now, or some sort of alter identity, I guess you could say. The only one who really doesn't fit this mold, I would argue, is Layer. I don't think she has this sort of two sides to her, let's just say. And so I guess it also makes sense in a sort of way how she's not really she's not completely on board until these past few episodes, which I just talked about, right? So I guess this is a particular quirk in regards to Razor Suilan here that is, I guess, to Razor Suilan fans might make them even all the more interesting, let's just say. So there we go, we successfully resolved Razor Suilan's situation. We're back on track, and it seems that we do get a sort of time skip here all the way until the end of the Girls Band Challenge, right? Now, since I am recording this before the actual episode has aired in Japan, the website has not been updated yet. I'll still put down a link below so you guys can check it out once once we do catch up to the Japanese broadcasting schedule. But like I mentioned in the beginning, so we do have Roselia number 1 and Razor Suilan and Poppin' Party in number 2. And so I think this further confirms the fact that the delay of this season of Bang Dream really hampered a lot of different things. So I do believe that it was the events in real life was supposed to mirror what happened in the anime, or vice versa. What happens in the anime is mirroring real life. Most particularly with the Razor Suilan versus Roselia joint concert, Rush and Craziness, and then also with the three bands performing at Budokan at the end, which in real life happened for the Bang Dream overall franchise 7th live, right? Which was earlier this year. No, wait, earlier last year. Right. I'm kind of mixing up my times now, but that was supposed to be sort of a similar parallel to real life that we have there. And so it is kind of it is sort of disappointing that we weren't able to get these sort of real-time linkage, but hey, what can you do, right? It was delayed. Delay is delay. Well, so be it. And I guess it represents a pretty logical conclusion to all this as well, having all three of them being at Budokan at the same time. Now, once again, I'm not particularly all that all that on board with the way they did it. I think, you know, I'm a big fan of Poppin' Party, right? I think I've mentioned this numerous times before. They are my primary band, and I absolutely believe that they deserve to be on Budokan. I mean, they were the first out of the bands to do this. I'm talking about the real life bands, but I mean, in the way that they are portrayed in the anime and whatnot, it's, you know, the way that they leap forward is quite questionable. Let's just say, you know, originally they were behind by about what, 4,500 to 5,000 votes. Now, again, I don't have the actual numbers here, but I'm assuming that at the end of all of this, maybe each band received 10,000 votes respectively, right? So as the time that I am recording this, Poppin' Party are still behind by about 3,500, 4,000 votes, and actually expecting them to catch up in a matter of weeks. Like, seriously, we know that they only perform at 100 venues with 100 people capacity or so. Even if they go to dub in the anime, even if they go to dub in the anime or circle there, that's still, you know, how exactly they must have at least been performing two live concerts every day, and perhaps even more on the weekends, to be able to catch up to this. And honestly, I feel like it's very unrealistic. Not that realism was exactly a big strong point of this anime anyways, but still, there was a way to make, I feel like there would have been a way to make this much more logical and all that. So just a minor complaint here, I guess you could say. And I think I'm not alone in thinking about this. I think I saw a few different comments on Twitter also about how you know, how exactly Poppin' Parties suddenly got all these votes and whatnot. But you know, there definitely could have been a smarter way to go about this, but I guess in the end the results are here, and well, let's just wait until the end of this season, where I expect them to have a, you know, to show off their capabilities, show off some new songs as well, hopefully. And speaking of new songs, we did get one in this episode, right? Birthday Surprise, I believe it's called, or Surprise Birthday? Something of that nature. So actually, it was a completely new song. I don't know why, but it's the Beautiful Birthday. Sorry, I don't know why the melody seemed kind of familiar to me, but hey, it is a new song, and that's something that, you know, I feel like this season we've been having a lack of, right? Last season, in season 2, we had a new song every single episode. Well, I say new, it was already released in franchise, but at the very least, it's the first time we see them performing in anime format. In this season, however, I feel like the amount of songs has lessened considerably, and in fact, we haven't, with a few episodes left, we still haven't seen any new songs from the rest of the bands as well. So hopefully they do get that straightened out. I mean, again, I wouldn't be too unhappy if we just get new songs for Poppin' Party, Roselia, and Race of Suilan, but I'm sure for fans of the other bands, they want some more screen time for their favorite bands as well. So, there we go. That's it for episode 11. And I'm expecting the next few episodes to have lots and lots of music. Fingers crossed for that. And, well, I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.